What's up, guys? Jaydaniel here with my co-host Victor Marshall, and this is the Sales at Home podcast. I think we gotta have like a nice little sound effect that goes off right when I say that, and like maybe even like a little like a show, like a 1 minute little like slide. I think that'd be crazy. But
Yeah,
um,
that'd be fun.
oh yeah, dude. So like just what we were talking about a second ago. Would you rather? Let's play. Would you rather? Would you rather make 10K a month as a setter? Or 5K a month as a closer, working the same hours.
Working the same hours,
Yeah.
10K a month as a setter.
Why?
Because I mean, if you're working the same hours, you're putting the same amount of effort. I mean, why not?
One could argue, one could argue that it's a different type of effort.
Yeah,
When you're, it's a different type of effort. I think, and it varies gig to gig. I think with a lot of like closing gigs, it's a little bit more emotionally involved.
yeah,
Um, we were talking about it a second ago off camera, but I think like with closing there's almost like in my opinion, almost like a personality type you need to have to really like because here like because everybody talks like fantasizes the closer, right?
mhm.
Like we both went. I don't know if you went through Taylor Welch's thing, right? But like the inbound closer program, right? Remote closer academy. Like even freaking closers are losers, right? like
Yeah,
like everything is about being a closer. But like, dude, you can make money. Like the thing is, like, it's cool to fantasize about that and dream about that, but I think people need to take into account like their own reality,
yeah,
right? Because like I sat down and I went over my goals and I was looking at like what I want to do, and it's like, yeah, 100K a month would be nice, but like
yeah,
10K a
yeah.
month changes the entire fucking game,
Right.
you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
and so like what are your thoughts about that, like the when you see somebody like, let's say they're burning out, they're making a couple grand a month as a closer, um and they just refuse to like set appointments or anything. What are your thoughts around that?
Well, I think a couple things. It's if you're making, 3 grand a month as a closer and you're burnt out and you're tired and you're like, I can't make more money, I can't, and you won't set appointments, like you're doing yourself a disservice. Number one. Two, check your offer. You know what I mean? Like check the offer that you're on and see, okay, is this something that's gonna, why am I here? Is it for the potential of this offer? Am I learning something important here? Am I am I seeing that this offer is going to take me somewhere if we just get over the hump? And then think, okay, can I do something to get over the hump? Is it possible for me to, put in a little extra work, setting my own appointments or setting appointments for somebody else to make more money, and then the offer kicks off and all of a sudden we're all good. Like it's one of those things where it's like you said, we romanticize the closer, like coffee is for closers, like all of these things, we romanticize the closer and we forget that a good closer, like, sometimes is nothing without an even better setter.
And dude, like an even better setter is nothing without a fucking fulfillment team. Like
Yeah,
there's, like, dude, if your goal is to make money, don't pigeonhole yourself. Find what you can really like, really make happen. Because like, dude, like, you know what I mean? Like for
mm-hmm.
most people, I think I just don't think they should obsess with a position. I think they should obsess with the outcome that they want, right? You
Yep.
want to help your family, you want to be able to travel, you want to be, you know what I mean? Get your own place, get married. And there's so many ways to do that. And there's a I feel there's a nice like boundary or fine line between like that and having like, I saw like shiny object syndrome, which
Yeah.
people do fall into. But there's also this thing of like, I got like it's almost like sunken cost bias. You know, sunken cost bias, where
Yeah.
you that's with one thing because you put time into it and it'll work out eventually, and 3 years goes by. Like, um, if you just obsess on this one thing, like you are missing opportunity. And so I think there's levels to the game, and we like this industry as a whole, we got to be more outcome focused,
Right.
right?
Right. That's so true. That's such a good point. Because it's like you hear people saying, oh, I want to make 10K a month, I want to make 10K a month, I want to make 10K a month. And they're like, well, I don't want to set. I only want to close. You say, why? Oh, I like getting deep with my prospects. I like, helping people and blah, blah. But if you look at it from a setter standpoint, it's even more of that because you're not just talking to the prospect, you're also saying, how does my closer need this? How can I help my closer be most effective in closing this call? Like a good setter will listen to their closer's calls.
Mm-hmm.
A good setter will make sure that everything is in place for that setter, that closer to close a solid deal because the
Yep.
setter knows that if they don't close properly, I don't get money. So I'm not like rushing through a set. I'm not going to give them anything just to give them something. I'm going to make sure that I lay them down a big lob. I'm going to throw the fattest alley oop that I can so that they can just jam it on the rim. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's what a
Yep.
great setter does. They're not just thinking about themselves, they're thinking about the closer, they're thinking about the prospect, they're thinking about the business. Like a good setter can change a whole business.
Yeah. Oh, dude, in passive income, when you're a setter, you can set for 10 different people and they are
Yep.
all closing. And when you close a deal, you closed it, you closed it, like on the spot. When you're a setter, you're sitting there. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I just made $1,000. These two deals just closed. Right? Like there are advantages to it. It's a different game,
Yeah.
but it's a different game, but like dude, it's actually like mind blowing to me because I'll see like here's the thing too, right? If you have long-term goals, right? Like obviously everybody wants to make money, right? But once you're making I think people obsessed with 10K a month because I think most parts of the world, if you're making 10K a month, your needs are met.
Mm-hmm.
All of your needs are met and you're good. You can kind of do what you want to a degree. You
Yeah.
can't, you know what I mean? You can't go super luxurious, but all your needs are met. Like you can even eat like all organic, except eggs. Just kidding.
Yeah.
But
These
yeah,
days.
except eggs. But like so like think like if you have I was listening to a podcast a while ago, right? And this guy was saying, I really want to be a real estate investor. I really want to be a real estate investor. I want to have this massive portfolio. I want to be in real estate. I love Trump. I love these guys. I want to be a real estate investor. This guy wasn't even paying his bills. Like he was like not even working a job. He's really, 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 really broke. 7 years later, he's worth $100 million. Guess what he did 7 years ago? He said, okay, how can I put myself in a room where I can consistently have contact with people that are already crushing it as real estate investors? I gotta work for one. Hey, can I work for you? Let me work for you. Yeah, I can. I'll cold call, set appointments. I'll do whatever. Yeah. I do need some appointments. Here's a list. Calls him the list. He's getting access to this person. He's able to ask this person questions, right? So like, I think an emphasis on being outcome focused is probably like I think the most important thing for most people because if you have that, like you're not so close minded, but you're not so open minded, right? You're just like
Yeah.
okay, what do I need to do to get myself to where I want to be? And I think there's a lot of that that's missing in this industry. And you ever heard the saying being a full stack closer or being a full stack salesperson?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, if you can set appointments, if you can close deals, then you stack on another skill, then you know how to market, and then you know how
Mm-hmm.
to audit a company's funnel, you know how to build a sales team, you know how to freaking, start to build automations, increase like if you start stacking these skills, you just become more valuable and you can make money in any company you go into. So instead
Mm-hmm.
of obsessing over closing, I gotta have a 90% close rate. Like, dude, like chill out, relax. Like
Yeah.
there's a point where like if you want to make more money or like it's not from closing more deals like unless you want to commit to being the best in the world you know what I mean, like that's a totally different path. But if you just want to make more money, like dude, like Alex Becker, our guy Alex
Uh,
Becker.
I'm not sure.
What? Oh, I love Alex Becker. He's cool. So Alex Becker, he's he's also making a living for himself. Cool guy. I'm sure most of the people watching follow him. Um, like so with Alex Becker, like he kind of talks about like, dude, if you want to make a whole bunch of money, just get into the right industry, an industry where there's potential for you to grow that much, and just spend a very long time in the industry and learn all the skills. Like
Mm-hmm.
like there's so many skills that you can learn, bro. It's insane,
Yeah.
and you get paid for them. Like, dude, people pay. Like, they really do pay you for shit.
Yeah. For
Like,
sure.
you
For
know,
sure.
you know.
It's kind of like what we talked about last week,
Mhm.
with Jake. It's like people focus on I want to make money, right? And they make money the focus. And money is not the focus. Money is a byproduct of the action that you put in. And money is the reward for what you do. And the lack of money is also a reward for the lack of work and effort that you're putting in.
It's a
So
consequence for being a bitch. I'm just kidding.
exactly. A lot of people will,
Not in every
you know,
circumstance. I'm just talking shit. Like, you're flirting, you're going. I'm not trying to. Okay, keep going. Continue.
a lot of people will say, money is the root of all evil. And they take that verse from the Bible completely out of context and they misquote it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not money is the root of all evil. The verse says the love of money is the root of all evil. And so money is necessary. Money is necessary to survival. It's necessary to growth. It's necessary to wealth. It's necessary to income. It's necessary to everything. But it is a byproduct of the work you do to get those things. So just like anything else, if I plant a seed in the ground, I'm not planting fruit. I'm not planting fruit. I'm planting a tree that bears fruit. I'm planting a tree that makes fruit. I'm planting a stalk that produces corn, right? But I have to grow that stalk first. And that stalk is like skill. That tree is like a skill. I can plant the seed of this is what I want to do, but I still have to grow that skill in order for that fruit to come out. It's funny. You don't plant a seed and then tomorrow you have fruit. You plant a seed and then you spend some time
You gotta
watering
water
and
that
growing
shit.
and pulling
Yeah, bro.
weeds and all of that. And then it grows. And as it's growing, you can start to see its potential. But even when you see its potential, it doesn't bring forth fruit, not
Yep.
until it's matured. So you have to
Yep.
mature these skills. You can't just
Yep.
you can't just
Such a
play
good point.
around with these skills. You can't just say,
Such
"Oh
a good
yeah, well
point.
I learned about it, so now I'm good." No, you actually have to put it into practice and you have to grow it to the point where it becomes part of you. It becomes solid, it's rooted, it's grounded. And then once it's that, then you've got the skill. And then that skill can be used to bring forth
Um,
fruit.
Bro, you want to hear a funny story? So, our guy Andrew Tate that we
Mhm.
love so much. Like, so this is like a year ago, a year and a half ago, whatever, right? He had his course, the Hustlers University thing. I
Yeah.
signed up for it, and I was like, I'm doing sales, but I kind of want to make money somewhere else. Let me just see what's there. And it's 49 bucks, whatever, right? And I did it, and I'm going through it, and I see some shit about trading, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna learn this skill overnight, make some money, multiply my income. And I start going through this shit, bro. And they're talking about bro, they're talking about like, yeah, you get a pip. And I'm like, what the fuck is a pip? You get a pip, and then you cross it into your Z score. And then bro, I did not understand a word. And I started going through it, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna take some time and commitment for me to learn. Like that's where like I think people fall into trouble because and that shiny object syndrome, like it does take a certain amount of really focusing on a skill to develop it.
Oh
um
yeah.
this is something Grant Cardone says. He doesn't want puddles. A lot of people have a whole bunch of puddles everywhere. Just why, right? Like they're gonna dry up, the sun comes, like there's no it's stupid, right? You need to maintain it and keep putting more water in. The sun keeps taking it out, it's retarded. If you
Right.
have streams, if you put enough time into it, if you dig it and set it up and everything to create a stream that's able to live without you, you can then create another stream and then another one and then another one and then
Yeah.
another one. But until the stream is created, it's vulnerable,
Yeah.
right? You have a kid, like you got to feed it, you got to nurture it, you got to make sure it's good until it can take care of itself.
Yeah.
If you let it go to take care of itself before it can, you're gonna lose your kid,
Oh yeah. Hmm.
you know. And Les Brown talks about that, like you're like the richest place in the world is a graveyard, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the place where everybody's like dreams and goals and everything dies. And you know it's because like you need to like you need to treat those goals, you need to treat that skill, you need to treat whatever you're working towards like a baby, where if you don't fucking focus and make sure everything that it needs is given to it, like it's going to die, like
Yeah.
and now what I mean. It's so hard now. It's like all this stuff. I know we make it sound easy, but it's so hard to actually make money and learn a skill and compete in the market when the barrier to entry is literally have a fucking iPhone, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah. And
mm-hmm,
you know what's funny? It's like this with anything and everything, right?
100%.
Anything worth that anything that's going to make you millions is going to be something you have to put work into. And you can sit here and call out any new fad training. You can call it e-commerce. You can call out coaching. You can call out whatever you want, sales. Anything that's going to make you millions is going to take you a long time to make you millions. OnlyFans. You know those girls making millions
Nah,
on
bro.
OnlyFans?
If I make an I'm pretty.
Those girls making millions on OnlyFans are putting in work to do so. You may not
Yeah,
agree with the work, but they're putting in work to do so. They're marketing, they're advertising, they're shooting constantly, they're putting in work. A lot of those people putting in a lot more work than a lot of us are into our sales.
that's true.
They're
They just picked the
researching
right
their
market.
market.
They picked the right market, bro. 4 billion customers, global
Yep,
reach to at least three of them, 3 million of them, 3 billion
yep,
of them.
yep,
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy,
yep.
bro.
And you know what's funny thing is you don't need a lot of people
Hmm.
to be successful. You don't need a lot of followers. You don't need a lot of fans. You don't need a lot of views to be successful. And a lot of people chase that. What you need is the right people to be interested in what you do,
Hmm.
and the right people to need what you do. You need to be a linchpin in the right market. And once you are, that 200 people who know who you are can change your life.
100%. No, dude, everything's relationships, bro. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I was in Costa Rica, bro, and I'm in a room where like everybody there's a millionaire, and I'm Mr. Closer, and like whatever, right? Everybody there owns a business. They're a
Mm-hmm.
millionaire. Freaking Damon John, and you know what I mean? You guys are just here, like it's normal, you know. And I remember like I'm just chatting with people there, bro. I'm chatting with this guy. He's like, yeah, I used to be a doctor. Now I own this, marketing company. I got a couple closers. What do you do? Okay, cool. We're chatting for, bro, 15 minutes of conversation. He's literally like, dude, like, I want to have you manage my team. I want to get you some equity. I want to work together with you. Like, dude, like you're like, come on board, work with me. He knew nothing about me. We just had a
Mm-hmm.
conversation, and like so much of like that,
Mm-hmm.
so much of that is relationships, bro. Like,
Oh yeah.
because think about it, like think about how much time you put into like mastering your craft, right? Think about the amount of time that you put in. This person right next to you is put in as much, if not more, time into it. This person you respect that's doing well for themselves, right? So
Yep.
if they have that skill set, you have this skill set. You can literally just like build a relationship with them, and that skill set is at your disposal as long as you have like you can bring something up that makes sense. Like
Yep.
my buddy, you remember Travis, bro? Remember
Mm-hmm.
Travis? He came on a couple weeks, like
Mm-hmm.
a couple months ago. Like, dude, Travis, like I won't go too far into like his situation, right? But I was telling him, dude, I got this cool like investing like opportunity. You can make some cash. Like, you need a certain amount of money to get in. He's like, I don't have it, but I have a friend who may be able to help me out. I was like, sure. Calls me the next day. He's like, hey, bro, yeah, he gave me 50 grand. Where do you want me to put it? Like that's having the right relationships.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
having the right relationships, and I feel like that's a lot of the game, bro. You like your skill sets and then your network, bro. Like what else is
Yeah.
there? You know,
Nothing.
like dude, all the best like opportunities that I've worked in, like hell, the ones I'm working in now, right? It
Yeah.
was literally like somebody I know, like, hey, dude, I know your skill set. I need somebody for this spot. Like, do you want to come on? Cool. Here's the onboarding form. Cool. All right, put your bank details here. We'll pay you here. All right, cool. We'll start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Literally, literally, bro. Like that's it, and yeah, just those two things, bro. And like as long as you have the goal in mind about whatever, right? I want to make 10 grand a month, 5 grand a month. Like, dude, I recommend try setting, try closing, try being
Mm-hmm.
an account manager. Try handling fulfillment. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
there's companies that'll pay you 5 grand to just you know
Yep.
talk to clients that have already paid and just help them chill the fuck out. Like,
Yep.
not a bad deal, especially
Yeah.
if like dude, when I came into this space, bro, in 2020, I was making 1,200 bucks a month. I was making 1,200, $2,400 a month as a server at a Golden Corral, bro.
Yeah.
2,400, that's like for 1 month in the summer, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
making 5 to 10 grand a month, setting,
Busting your butt.
closing. It's incredible, dude. It's a different fucking life. And
Yeah.
and people don't think about that. But like, dude, like it's yeah, it's craziness.
Yeah. And it's so easy to forget because you're like you forget that grind and that hustle and how much work is required to make a little bit of money
Right.
when you're out, when you're working for your time, right? But you're putting your
Yep.
skills to work here. You're putting your
Yep.
skills to work on your own time, the way you want to do it, and you have the potential to make so much money.
And you know what's the beauty, bro? When you have excess income, your money can start making money for you.
Yep.
Once your money's making money for you, bro,
Yep.
like now you have freedom. Because if you think about the thing that takes most of our freedom, it's lack of money,
Yeah.
right? The root of all evil, lack of money, right? Like, dude, like it's a big deal because I don't really care much about money, but I love freedom, bro. I love being able to do whatever
Mm-hmm.
the fuck I want, you know? And there's a certain amount of freedom you can get, working part time, making enough to pay your bills, but like the freedom when you're making a lot and you're not doing shit, like that's different, bro, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and with this space, like legit with this space, with sales, just with like a lot of remote work and entrepreneurship, um, you're it's just so different from working a job somewhere, like where they're paying you for your like $15 an hour, $10 an hour, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember my first job, bro. I was 18. I just turned 18, and a family member was like, "Hey, like I can hook you up here," and I was getting paid 11.40 an hour. And bro, I tell anybody in my that I grew up with, I make 11.40 an hour. They're like, "No fucking way, dude. That's crazy." I guess in 2016 that was something, maybe
Mm-hmm.
not really, but dude, like holy shit, you're gonna have a good life, bro. They're gonna give you $1 raise every year, bro, until you're 15. That's incredible, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like it's because I think that's who like this conversation resonates the most with, right? Like, yo, like I
Yeah.
want to, you know what I mean? I want to make some money, blah blah blah. Like, don't be afraid to get your foot in the door and just learn shit, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And don't get it confused. Like we're not saying there's anything wrong with making money. There's
Oh,
nothing wrong with making money whatsoever.
absolutely not.
What we're
Absolutely.
saying is that to make the money that you're dreaming of, to make the money that changes your life, you got to have some skill.
Yep. It's not
And
gonna happen overnight at
that doesn't
all.
mean sales skills. It doesn't mean you have to have sales skills. A lot of it's you have to have skill enough to talk to people. You got to have networking skills and ability. You got to have the ability to have a conversation. You've got to, work on those skills. And when you can find those skills come easy to you, the
Yep.
money will come.
Yeah, no, you got to work on like legit. You got to work on it. You got to be charismatic and funny and and
Yeah.
present and all this stuff, right? Like, and those are the most, in my opinion, those are the most important ones. Because if somebody like, if you, if you're after somebody's money and you put the right things in front of them, maybe you'll get the money,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if you're after the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and it's genuine, like money's just a byproduct, bro. You get like you get everything. Like they'll literally like you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
when you have a true relationship with somebody, they're like and not even like like opposite sex, whatever, just in general, anybody
Mm-hmm.
like a real one, like they'll help you out. Like they'll legit like, hey, like I know a guy who knows a guy who may know a guy. I'm gonna reach out to him. Hey, I talked to the guy who knows the guy. Here you go. Like
Yeah.
Patrick Bet David. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking love Patrick. So Patrick was telling a story. Um, everything Patrick tells the story, but anybody who follows Valuetainment, they don't know what I mean. But Patrick was telling a story. When he was like starting off in insurance, and he had a smaller like insurance company, right? It's not this massive thing he has now. Um, but he was getting started, bro. And he had I don't know the size of his contracts or what he was making, but it wasn't much. I don't think he was a millionaire at the time. He was making six figures, blah 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 blah. And there was one contact that he had, like a really good friend of his, right? Really good friend of his, and his really good friend introduced him to a guy, right? One of the most influential people. I think he was a lawyer. I don't know. He's just one of the most influential people like ever. Whatever, has a big team, big company. And the guy was like, "Hey, this guy told me about you. Like, what do you want? My friend told me about you. What do you want? Not that many." He's like a New Yorker. Not that many people get a chance to talk to me. What do you want? And he's like, I I just want to find a way to just add some value and make your life better, dude. How can I help? And then Buddy was like, there's probably nothing you can do for me. He was like, well, if you really had to think about it. He's like, I mean, so my kid's in jail. He's a good kid. He just, stabbed some guy. Nobody talks to him. You want to chat with my kid? As a joke. Patrick was late. Yes. Went to the jail, talking shit with the kid the whole fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
Came back to the guy. He's like, I can't believe you did that. That's amazing. And he slammed this giant thing of paper, bro. Like he slammed like he got 600 pieces of papers like this, bro. These are 600 pages of contacts. These are all people that I know. If you ask them anything, they'll give it to you. He picked it up. Just let him know. I told you to call. He called like 30 names off of that list. Made $30 million.
Wow. Wow.
Like
Wow.
he didn't have that many skill sets, but
Yeah.
everything changed from the relationship, right? And then it's
Yeah.
like, that's big. Like that's big
It's
time,
real
bro.
big.
You
Real
know,
big.
you know, and so
It's crazy.
that's as important as your skill sets in this space. Is
Oh yeah.
my takeaway. And
Yeah.
yeah, bro.
That's what makes it. That's exactly what makes it. It's not sales skills, because you can develop those, and those help. Those help a lot. But what's more important is your network and your ability to have the right relationships.
And I
For
think
sure.
I think sales skills are built like obviously like sales calls and all that stuff, right? But I think like and obviously studying the craft and studying communication, but I think a lot of sales skills are like people skills, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like a lot of sales skills are like listening like intently. Like a lot, you know what I mean? Like a lot of sales skills you develop them by just like having real interactions with people. Since the
Right.
pandemic, a lot of people are locking themselves away and like you do need to interact with people. And hell, if you can do it in person, bro. I mean, a video
Yeah.
call ain't shit,
Even better.
you know?
Even better. Yeah.
'Cause they can't even hit you in a video call.
Right.
They can't
Exactly.
do shit, you know?
Exactly.
Like, you know? And hell, if you're setting, like they can't even like flick you off. Like you can't even see them. Like
Yeah.
those
And if you're
everybody.
setting, you're tossing it up to somebody. Like you're literally assisting.
You know what I like about
And
setting, bro? You know what I like about
yeah.
setting? Dude, I've had so many people just piss me off. When I was a server, you kind of have to take people's shit, you know?
Yeah.
Bro, as an appointment setter, like, and I don't give a shit. Like, dude, like as an appointment setter, there's probably been hundreds, if not thousands, of people I just hung up on. They start getting rowdy with me. I don't feel like dealing with it. Hang up. I don't even say bye. You know how nice that like you can kind of do that on a closing call if they're a total dick, but you know 4 or 5 times you kind of you know what I mean. You
Yeah.
kind of got to reframe like, hey, like um with these conversations, uh I don't even know if I can help you. This is a dialogue to see if we could help. I feel like you're being a little aggressive. Have I offended you? You kind of have to work around it. With setting, you don't have to take anybody's shit, bro, because there's 1,000 this 500,000 more leads to call,
Mhm.
like there's pros to both.
Yeah.
And so, bro, if you ask me the same question, would you rather make 5 grand a month as a closer, 10 grand a month as a setter? I would probably pick being a fucking setter because that money, when it hits your bank account, there's no difference, bro. There's no
Yeah.
difference.
It's no difference. None.
There's no difference, and there's a lot less pressure,
Yeah.
and like there really isn't a difference. So, um, I think that's a big point to drive home.
Yeah, for sure. And I love that. And I think that that's a good spot to end this week, because it's like
Agreed.
we're we're tossing, dreams back and forth. When people are like, I want to be a closer, I want to make 10K a month, I want to do all
I'm
this.
ready for 200K a month.
Yeah, you're spitting out dreams, right? But
Yeah.
are you willing to put the effort in to make that dream a reality? Sometimes you have to back down a little bit and take a different step, take a different route in order to reach your dream. If it were just like, I'm going to make 100K a month and I'm going to do it being a closer, if it were that easy, everybody would do it. But what the problem is that sometimes you got to step back and you've got to say, okay, how can I get to that outcome? Not just here's my dream and this is what I'm going to do, but how can I get to the outcome that my dream is actually reality?
You know what's crazy you say that? I know people that got into this industry in sales. They did okay. They didn't really like it. They just started a fucking business and they hired the right people and they got the right partners and they're making seven figures. You know, like there's different ways to do it. So,
Exactly.
yes, sir. So, guys, thanks for tuning in to today's episode. This has been fun. This has been great. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcast, don't forget to what are they supposed to do on Apple
Rate
Podcast?
us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts
5
and
stars.
Spotify.
Come on, yep. Rate us 5 stars. Share it with your friends. You know, we're out here every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So don't forget to where else are we? Where else are we, Vic?
We are on Apple. We're on Spotify. We're on Amazon. We are on Anchor. We are on YouTube. Yeah, we're on Amazon too.
We're on fucking Amazon. That's crazy. You guys are, man. We gotta get an Amazon product, bro. We gotta get like a mug. We can fucking 2-day shipping to people, overnight shipping.
Got you. I got
Sales
you.
sales at home, bro. Put
I got you.
face on it. Hell yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate you for tuning in. Everybody have a good night. See you later.
See ya.